And this year, over 27,000 women will be diagnosed with breast cancer. A number of women across the country aren't sitting down. Instead, they're getting up and fighting the disease one step at a time through the Breast Cancer Society of Canada's Mother's Day Walk 1 Billion Steps Challenge. Funds raised support breast cancer research. And here to tell us more is Paola Marignani. And she is the senior scientist and tenured professor at Dalhousie University in the Faculty of Medicine. We are in great company. Good to see you, Doctor.
Good morning.
So let's talk about the 1 Billion Steps Challenge. Of course, it aims to raise money for breast cancer research, and it's taking place all this month. But it also gets people walking, of course, socially distanced. Can you tell us about how everything works if people wanted to get involved?
Well, the Breast Cancer Society of Canada is challenging Canadians to step up in this challenge. And so there's an app you can register online, you can create a team, or you can do it as an individual. And as you're walking or running, your steps are logged. And so ultimately, the Breast Cancer Society is trying to reach 1 billion steps. For myself, I've only made 132,000 because as the weather just reported, it keeps raining. So I try and go out and it starts to rain, so I come back and I keep going back out. So I'm trying to get my steps in every day. And so the Breast Cancer Society of Canada is challenging Canadians. And we have the entire month of May to participate. And of course, all the funds that are raised go towards breast cancer research.
Which is absolutely incredible because it really does get you out and getting outside is really one of the only things we're allowed to do here in Nova Scotia, right? So it's very nice. And it's only the 13th, and yet you have quite a few steps under your belt already.
Well, yes, because of the pandemic and the restriction guidelines that are in place for our province, there is some time in the early morning to go out for a walk or late evening because I'm not in the lab. Because we're following guidelines put down by the university as well as the province. And so, as you said, walking is one of our few things that we can do, provided, you're wearing a mask and you're social distancing and following and complying. It is an activity that can be done as an individual or as your unit. So your family unit, when you're walking your pet. So it's something that we can all do, provided we just follow some rules, and that's okay. So I think this is a great challenge. Last year, the Breast Cancer Society of Canada introduced this 1 Billion Step Challenge because we couldn't do the Mother's Day Walk because of the pandemic. So because it was such a success last year, they thought, okay, we're still into the pandemic mode, so let's introduce this again for a second year. So I think it's going to be really quite successful, and it's fun, and spring has finally arrived in Nova Scotia. It's a little delayed from the rest of the country. The forsythias are out, there's buds on the trees. So, it makes it for a very pleasant exercise.
Well, I can see that you're enjoying yourself, smiling from ear to ear. It's so positive, getting out there, showing your support, and, at the same time, you're doing something healthy for yourself. In terms of breast cancer, I had no idea there's over 50 types of breast cancer, and research more than ever is so vital, and money goes to help fund that. How have you seen the developments in research over the years?
Well, over the years, many, many years ago, before I became a scientist, ultimately when women were diagnosed with breast cancer, the outcome wasn't very favorable. But since, the last 20, 25 years with more precise medicines, more precise targeted treatments, women are now surviving. And, in part it's because the treatments have improved, they're more targeted, and in part because we have the mammography is in place for early detection. Early detection is key. So we've got both the detection at the detection level and at the treatment level. And right now, even at Dalhousie University, there's a whole bunch of us that are focusing on breast cancer research. And there's all different types. Some people are looking at stem cells, some people are looking at treatment therapies. Some have re-engineered animal models to better improve our understanding of breast cancer. So there's plenty of research happening in the region, and I'm honored to be part of the group of scientists at Dalhousie who are working on breast cancer. And so I think it's really important that we maintain a high level of research, but in order to do that, we need the funds to do the experiments. And this is why this walk is so important, because the monies that are raised ultimately end up going back into laboratories to do research.
Wow.
So it's extremely important. And the only way we can advance our understanding of this disease and improve survivorship and outcomes is to continue the work to try and understand that breast cancer, all the different types of breast cancer, from various angles, right? So every scientist brings a new piece of, right?
Oh my goodness, I have to say thank you so much for all that you do and for getting out there, getting those steps in. I look forward to hearing how many you end up getting done throughout the month of May. You still have time, and today's a sunny day, doctor, so you'll be able to get out there.
Wear your sunscreen, though. All right. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thank you. Can I just, before we wrap things up, how can people donate if they're looking to, of course, dig into their pockets and help out?
Well, they could quickly just type in 1 billion step Breast Cancer Society of Canada, and the website will come up. And you can choose to donate to teams. There's a lot of teams that have formed, and then there's individuals. So you can type in an individual's name if you'd like.
Thank you. That's so lovely, doctor. It was such a pleasure having you on our show. 1 billion steps taking place throughout the month of May. People can get out there and make a difference.